Alright, beer can stove, quick and easy. Weighs nothing, burns at high altitude, low pressure, runs on alcohol that you can buy at the hardware store, something like paint thinner, and pretty cheap to make. So, you need to find yourself a beer can, find an exacto-knife, and you want to cut this middle piece out of the beer can. So, just keep scraping along in a circle, put a decent amount of pressure on until the middle part just pops right out. And you're going to want to find a thumbtack and pull out the needle of it using a pair of pliers. So you just have the needle of the thumbtack and take same pair of pliers and punch some holes along the outside rim until you end up with something like this. Now you're going to want to cut most of the can off, so easiest way to do that is put the can on the ground, put something about the height of your beer can stove that you want to make down, something like a hockey puck, something like that. Find a Sharpie, put the Sharpie down and just spin it around so you have a nice line. Take some tin snips, cut along that line until you end up with this guy. Now your second piece you have to make, you want to make it the exact same height, so use the same thing to go around with the Sharpie again. And you want to cut it off. Don't cut it with the middle, don't put any holes in it. So you just want something like this. And you want to put that down, take another beer can, put the beer can in it like this, and you're going to want to push and then pull it off. Be careful when you take it off, you don't want to bend it at all. And you do that a couple times till it's a little bit stretched out. You find your first piece and see how little crimps in there. So the way you do that is you take that little piece of thumbtack, put it down on the ground, put your beer can down on it, and then just push your finger on it and roll it back and forth a little bit. And that'll make a little dent, and you just go all the way around making dents. And that's so you can fit these two pieces together. Now the last piece you need is just the center piece of the can, and you want to make sure you cut it to the right height. So the height, you measure with a Sharpie off the top of one of the other two pieces you've made already, so it'll end up being a little bit taller than the other two. So you take your beer can and you just roll it just like that. So you end up, it'll be the same height as this plus the width, half the width of the Sharpie. So all you have left to do is put the whole thing together. So you put this piece in the inside, and you want to make it line up just like that. And then you gotta sneak this guy in. And if you're having a lot of trouble getting it in, you can always go back and stretch out the other piece more, or put some more little crimps in this guy. And once you fool around with it a bunch, you finally get it down, you just push it all the way down until you end up with this. Now to burn it, you fill it on the inside, you just put alcohol straight in, and you fill it not quite all the way full. You want to leave a little bit of a gap, about that much at the top, and just light the center. And the way it works, as it burns on the inside, some of your alcohol fuel is going to vaporize in between these two walls in this kind of center outside part. As it vaporizes, vapor is going to be shoved out these little holes. They'll eventually catch on fire, and you'll end up with a nice little halo of flame. Burns pretty hot, boils water pretty fast. Easier to take in your pack than, traditional stove.